Okay, welcome to day 4 of the Hobart 4th World Age Group Underwater Hockey Championships for 2017. It's possible to defend them. Canadian under-19 men's team, there's 9 of them against Colombia under-19 men's. Colombia are playing in white and they are left of screen, and Canada are in black and right of screen. And I'll introduce you to the Canadian team. We've got Brandon Ellis, Michael Tingley, Nathaniel Schoenberger, Spencer Miller, Duncan Pearce, Luke Kruger, Darko Gojcik, Edwin Zhang and Theodore Kozak, and coached by Benjamin Lee. Oh, g'day, David. Thanks for joining me, Nat Wickham, in the commentary box.
Hola, Colombia, under-19 men, wearing number 1, Jose Arango, number 2, Juan Perez, number 3, Pablo Asane, number 4, Santiago Menze, number 5, Benjamin Lopez, number 6, Juan Bacon, number 7, Marque Correns, Santiago is wearing number 8, Danielle is wearing number 9, Pablo number 10, number 11, Yanjo, and Juan is wearing number 12, coached by Andres Garcia. Unclear which one of those 12 players are missing in today's action, but we'll get closer and we'll understand as we go. Nat, always a pleasure to be sharing the booth with you. We've had lots of positive responses about our commentary, Nat. I think it's just the natter we go on. I don't think people are interested in the game anymore as we're underway.
It's underway. Come on, they're really interested in the game, and we're going to make some good calls, I hope. We've got Colombia fierce and furious. 9 players. They don't even have to worry about who they're going to sit out because they don't have that. Canada don't have to worry about who they're sitting out because they've only got 9 today. But Colombia came out really strong, as always, tight, furious, and lots of bodies on the bottom.
Yes, and that under-19 men, the Colombia is sitting at 5th so far in this draw after Great Britain, New Zealand, France, and South Africa. Unlike some of the other divisions, Colombia's slow start in the under-19s, and unfortunately Canada's at the bottom with our home blood 19s, and that's probably disappointing from our point of view, but there's still plenty of games to be played, Nat.
There is single round robin, 9 teams in this division, and these stats that I've got in front of me, this is the second game for the under-19s today, so they will be slightly different because they've played already this morning. I mean, not hugely different, but these two teams are toward the latter half of the seeding. But we're still expecting a really tight game. So far, Colombia have only conceded 5 goals as of first thing this morning, and Canada also only 5. So the defence must be pretty strong.
That's right, and as we see it, as Canada's wearing the black uniform, which is the dark bathers and the black traditional black caps with a little red stripe in it, hard to pick out, but very distinctive against the Colombia's yellow bathers and the white caps. And we see end-to-end action at the moment where the Canadians trying to clear it out of their defense, and the Colombians are all over them, and the Canadians are driving it up the wall, and the Colombians are taking it off the wall and moving it across. Nice little move by that Colombian defender.
Geez, holding it, David, that's a big mistake. You know, if you burst off the wall and take it out into the middle, you do not want to slow down. You've got to go 100 miles an hour.
Absolutely, and particularly don't stop on the center line of the pool, Nat, as you did, because as we saw 4 or 5 Canadians just driving back into their ends. But as we can see, the Colombians are very quick, and they're having to do a far chase with a runaway goal.
Run.
And it's going close. It's on the lip, and it might have been pounced in, but I'm not sure. We got a goal. Salmon is indicating a goal scored, and he's saying number 5, Santiago Maranje, has put in the first goal and drawn first blood in this exciting under-19 game, Nat.
Yeah, the quicks of the Colombians really broke apart the Canadians then. We've got a nice crowded commentary box in here today, which is good. Calling the under-19 boys in one court, and we've got Argentina and New Zealand under-23s in the other court. All the boys in the water today. So again, we've got 1-0 Colombia ahead, another swim off, and Canada have possession.
Yes, Nat, and it looks like we've... No, he doesn't. He wants to do our Colombian friend. He'll have to put up with my Spanish. Maybe he can do some translation in the minutes. But he's gone a bit hoarse, the Colombian. All that excitement when the last game Australia went down to Colombia in the under-23s division. A very close game, 2-1. The Colombians started off with jumped ahead with a 2-0 lead, and Colombia held that. Australia popped one in and went threatening all through the half. No, the under-23 men's.
Okay.
Yeah, so a close game in the Sound Round Robin. Spoke briefly to some of the players, and it was a really hard-fought game with a couple of kickouts, but I think that's just the intensity. But we're back here. Colombia is 1-0 up, and the Canadians once again are pressing the Colombians with a advantage puck, but the Canadians are quick to respond to that, Nat.
Yeah, look, with the Colombians, one of their signature things that you'll notice about the Colombians is they're always they're thick on the bottom. Although, look, hats off to Canada. I can see they're actually 2-1 up in as far as the players on the bottom. So Canada have got some good bottom time here.
Yeah, and I noticed that. Big shout out to Najee Fins, a major sponsor here. If you're tuning into this game, you'll see majority of the Canadian players and most of the Colombian players are wearing the Najee Fins, and it's really positive from a senior coaching and elite coach men's point of view that these players aren't destroying their legs with those big hard fins, Nat, and they're using a smarter fin, which is actually more resistant and longer lasting, because as we all know, fins are expensive, and I don't mean to degrade the other side of the other coins, but there is a market for both these types of fins, and as we see the Najee fins being worn, someone like Simon Talbot, who's a long-term campaigner in this game, who's turned to referee, can push those fins because he's a very strong lad, our Simon.
Yeah, look, you've said a really good point, David, that in the under-19 division, I think it is important that they wear the fins that they can push. Big or longer is not faster, and I think parents, you need to listen to this, because if your young players are saying, "Mum, or Dad, I need a longer pair of fins so I can go faster," it's not always the way, because you need to have the strength to push them and the endurance to be able to push those for a whole tournament. And the Najee fins are great for these under-19 players.
Yes, we just had number 10, Darko Glasic from the Canadian under teams setting up his play as they're right on the goal tray, threatening it, but it was all set up by number 10 with a swift little swim. But they're pressing hard, and it's hard to press in against the Colombians because they're always so number. But we have over the top. Unfortunately, we got an obstruction called against the Canadians, and they're being asked to push back. But Nat, I think a lot of the players in this younger leagues look up to their senior players, and I know the coaches and Benjamin Lee and Jordan and the Canadians, their players will look at them and say, "Hey, you can push these fins, so I'm going to buy a pair." And I think that's the wrong approach. I think we need to look at the physiology and the strength things, and I think Najee has hit it right there with. And I know of a lot of our players who have ankle injuries from playing a long tournament already pushed to the Najees because they can last a full tournament, and that top end speed you might sacrifice a little bit about it, but with the Najee fins you get up to that speed very quickly. But maybe the top end isn't 100% over 25 meters, but it's still enough.
Towards the end of the comp, when your legs are fatiguing, they're the fins you want to be pushing. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. With a team like this, 2 games a day, I'd rather be wearing a fin that I can actually survive in. But that's enough probably of them. We probably talked them in. But we have a lot of other sponsors out there, and I just tucked into some of the food that was provided by Wing & Co. And I always like having a lovely dish made by Maria, and there's those little sake rolls and those sort of things. So big thanks,
we're fed pretty well, David.
Yeah, and thanks to Wing & Co. and their crew for putting those together, for the volunteers, the hundreds of volunteers. And again, I say that in the booth here. I look around and there's about 10 of us in here, all crammed in here calling the game. But there's guys working the switchboards, the running back and forth with stats, running to the things, and we're crowded in here, but we're loving every minute. Now as the Canadians again push the Colombians back, trying to even this game up. It's 1-0 for the Colombians.
The Colombians definitely do have the strength on the tray. Great. Canadians trying to attack the back wall, which is not going to work against the Colombians. They've got to come in from the centre. They've got to drag them across the tray so their body positions change, and then the gaps will appear. They need to curl it round and bring it back through the centre. Easier said than done sometimes, David.
Yeah, absolutely. And just on cue, Ned, I think they have mics hooked into the water, because just on cue the Canadians did that, drove it to the other side, but the Colombians were very good at screening them into the far corner, and the call's been made, and the Canadians are once again asked to back up, and the Colombians have clear possession of a free puck, taking the traditional way of all the players behind the puck, making sure that they remain possession of the puck and everyone behind the puck net.
Yeah, look, there's a few different ways you can take the freeze. In the game that I called the under-23 boys just before this, the Africans, they sit 3 forwards in front of the puck. Look, you can try lots of different ways, but on the whole, the free pucks, it's usually a 50-50 kind of chance of taking any advantage from it. Would you agree, David?
Yeah, well, as a coach, I don't think it should be 50-50, Nat. So I think we've been working in Australia very hard to ensure...
Don't give any secrets away, David.
No, I'm not going to give any secrets away, but I work very hard on ensuring that we get an advantage by having possession of the puck. 2 things I like to do is, one, is keep that possession, and I think that's the secret of free pucks.
And you can use the whole pool to do that, David. It doesn't have to be that space in front of you. And that's what we're trying to, drill into our under-19s and under-23s, that you can swim in any direction as long as you're keeping possession, because that's how you make play and that's how you regroup and then can go up to the score into the tray.
Yeah, we got the Colombians making an exerted effort through the middle of the tray, but the Canadian defense was strong. Unfortunately, referee Simon has seen something against the Canadians, and it might have been against number 5, Nathaniel, but they're being asked to back up right in front of the goal tray, and the Colombians will have a place.
Okay, springing off the wall super fast. Colombians doing a nice big flick, trying to clear it. Canada, and not doing a pretty good job, actually. Though we've got a break, I think.
Yeah,
Dave.
I think that super fast off the wall was
a little bit too fast.
Just a bit too quickly, and referee Simon right there on the play as the other referees in the correct positioning saw that break, and he's called them, and they're not tolerating any of this breaking now.
No,
the whole team will get a warning. Next one, they'll be sitting someone in the sin bin.
Yeah, and we're seeing quite a few people in the sin bin, especially in the boys' games. No, actually in the girls' games as well, and they don't seem to go on their own. They're usually going in pairs, so they leave their players with only 4 in the water. It's been pretty clean so far in this game, David, and let's hope it stays that way.
Yeah, it looks like the Colombians off that free puck. The first wave of defense was made by the Canadians, but unfortunately one of the players there seemed to have lost his stick, and that created another number, and a goal was scored by the Colombians, and they take a 2-0 lead in this under-19 match in Court 2. It wasn't very sunny today. I was about to say sunny Hobart, but it was pretty dribby and drabby here today. Look, but that's okay.
It is.
We're
okay.
in the lovely aquatic center, aren't we?
Yeah, it's quite humid in here, David. It's there's actually a massive front coming through across Tasmania as we speak, and it's bringing the Antarctic kind of conditions. We should expect some snow in a couple of days, but I think that's great. The mountain will look lovely.
Absolutely. I think the mountain looks pretty good with the snow on the very top, but it'll probably reach down to about 800, which is about halfway down the mountain. Hopefully we won't have any road closures. The city is very rare to be blanketed with snow, so I'm looking at our Colombian friend sitting here beside us, and I know he's excited about all that snow coming, aren't you?
No, I think he's shaking his head.
Hola, hola Colombia, ¿cómo están todos? Espero que se estén viendo el partido de la sub-19 masculina contra Canadá.
So 3 minutes to go in this in the first half, and it has been so tight. I think the Colombians seem to have a bit more strength on the puck than the Canadians, David.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether it's a combination of strength and thanks for we're trying to fix up some of the display, because at the moment it says full time. We're going to the first half thing, but our quick reacting placing. But Simon's picked up a gloving of the puck and asked the Colombians to move back. Thank you for that.
David, we had a big day in here yesterday. It was a 12-hour day for some of us.
Greg from West Australian Collie, one of the volunteers, has come all the way from WA, and he's been working the switchboard, and he's Mr. Master Switch, and he's making it all happen here with his slow-mo instant replay, and that's happening. So we'll see. It's timeout called, or is that halftime?
No, we're over on the other side.
I see.
Still 2.5 minutes to go in this half, and as you said, we have got Greg on the monitor, which we're only seeing one screen at the moment here. We're seeing what you're seeing, and Greg has 6 cameras, 6 screens coming up in front of him, and he's switching between each camera. So he's got to follow play, and he wants to give us the best vision, so for our calls. He's also doing the overlay, and when a goal is scored or if someone is thrown out, he brings up the team lists and makes sure that you can see who it is that scored, who's in the sin bin. Yeah, so he's got a pretty hard job. Face of concentration makes our job easier.
Yes, and once again, we see the acceleration off the puck with when they get the puck, the Colombians, but the Canadians were quick to respond. But it looks like we got a bit of an overlap, and the lone Canadian defender back there trying to stop it to get fed back to the Colombian. But unfortunately, looked like the Canadians were caught napping and trying to sub on a run in there, and the poor defender, number 7, Duncan Pierce. But Simon is playing an advantage, and again, Simon is one of the quickest referees in the game. High fitness level. He prides himself on staying fit. He kept up with that swim and was right over top of it.
It must have happened, David, with the player, not the last player that touched it in, because you could see it was on his stick. It must have been the one just beforehand, a glove or something.
Yeah, look, Simon's made the call. We'll stand by that, but Colombian had the free puck. So obviously the advantage was being called, and again driving it up the end of his stick, and it looks like it's on the in the goal tray. We got one referee saying yes, 2 referees confirming, and we have the third goal by Colombians, and they're checking the number, and it looks like number 5, Brent Lopez. Yeah, it's his third one of this game, or the third one overall. Third one of the game. We're actually saying Brian Lopez showing on the screen is, but Brian plays on the scrum. Yeah, and 3-0, and we got roughly about 5 minutes left to go in this game. Oh no, sorry. It's 5 o'clock here in Hobart. It's only 22 seconds left in the first half, and 3-0 White and Colombia in the white, and the Canadians in the black. We're seeing the play pushed up across the back, and we got another call made and asking the Colombians to back up. Number 9 there looks. I don't know if it's number 9. Obviously, he's not wearing number 11 there. Luke Krager must have something with his back and done. And we had and we have half time called here. 3 down now, and we seem to be. Trying to bring in some for our Colombian viewers at home. We're trying to bring into it so we can have some English speaking and the Colombians in there. But we're working on that, and I think the Canadian team will be having some words said by Coach Benjamin, Nat, and I wonder what's going in the bench for the Colombians. Will be probably, but anyways. Here's say hello to Cumberland's places, mate. No, he's walking away.
No, he's not.
Too
He's
shy.
coming back in. I'm going to vacate
he's
my
pretty
seat.
shy.
David, can you ease our friend through the commentary process? And he's going to talk about the players that he knows to the people back in Colombia. So I'll just hand over. It's all ready to go.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Hola Colombia, hola David, ¿cómo están todos? Soy Brandon Rendón, hago parte del Club de Actividades Subacuáticas Cardumen. Un saludo para todos en Colombia, espero que se estén viendo este partido tan emocionante en este 4º Mundial de Hockey Subacuático. En el momento nos encontramos en medio tiempo, estamos viendo cómo el entrenador Andrés Salazar le da unas indicaciones bastante, digamos, puntuales a los jugadores que tenemos en esta nómina tan espectacular este año. Tenemos jugadores como Brian López, Miguel Cardoso, tenemos Santiago Mejía, tenemos del Club de Aletas, del Club Galápagos, Daniel Londoño. Todos estos jugadores han sido bastante importantes en este proceso. Y hola Cata Gil, es un saludo muy especial desde acá, desde Hobart. Espero que estés disfrutando de esta transmisión totalmente gratis que está haciendo esta organización. Unas transmisiones de muy buena calidad, muy buena velocidad en HD. Espero que todos lo puedan disfrutar tanto como yo lo estoy disfrutando en este momento. Y bueno, vamos a ver cómo resulta el partido al final. Colombia Sub-19, que en este momento está 3-0 contra la Sub-19 canadiense.
Hey, you gonna take a breath or what? I see. I don't know what you're saying. You were saying you're shy, and you just talked for 2 minutes and 30 seconds almost, and we only have 30 seconds left in full time. Welcome, and keep going what you're doing, because what I might do is that I'll call it in English what I see, and we'll ping pong it back and forth, and you call it in Spanish for our friends back in Colombia and who are probably up watching it. And already we got Catalina's there. She's saying, "Ciao, Jose Daniel," and he wants us to pass a message or is that someone you know as well?
Hola Gata, ¿cómo estás? Espero que estés disfrutando bastante este partido. Qué bueno tenerte conectada a esta hora de la noche. Ya casi comienza nuevamente el segundo tiempo. Vamos a ver cómo resultan los muchachos. Y bueno, esperemos que José Daniel pueda hacer un gol en este partido tan bueno.
So we're off second hand. The Canadians were quick out there. It's very rare I see a Canadian team win the strike, but they won it and took the puck straight over to the left-hand side. I'm wondering what coaches Andreas and Benjamin said to the players, but I reckon the Colombian coaches said, "Guys, we're doing well. Let's keep going. Let's keep the pressure on that." And the Canadian coach Benjamin was probably saying to the boys, "Hey, come on, we're still in this game. Let's go, guys. Let's lift. Let's keep. And let's try a few different things." And made a few change-ups. Yes, so
Bueno, acá vemos que hubo una falta de parte del equipo colombiano. Vamos a ver cómo resuelven los canadienses para seguir avanzando. El equipo canadiense, a pesar de ser un equipo muy nuevo, ha demostrado que puede crear muy buenas barreras en el juego como tal. Vemos al jugador José Daniel en este momento tratando de salir por lateral izquierdo. Eh, Vemos muy bien como los jugadores canadienses están tratando de avanzar, pero le cortan el paso a los colombianos. Estos muchachos trabajaron muy fuerte durante 10 meses aproximadamente para estar aquí en esta piscina representando a nuestro país y ahora vamos a ver cómo van a quedar campeones mundiales en este juvenil.
yeah, and we just had a lovely play by Michael Tingley there from the Canadian under-19s, curled and strong curl on the puck. Unfortunately, he couldn't find any support, and the Colombians took it bad. But we had the referee Jenny Williams in there from New South Wales, and working with Simon in the water, made the call a free puck for Colombia against Colombia against Canada, and Canada has done well to support it, but unfortunately the Colombians have broken through, and it's a
¡Gol! Vamos a ver quién hizo el gol. Lo hizo el jugador. Tenemos un gol del jugador número. Where is the chief referee? Number 9.
Daniel Landado.
Daniel Londoño, representante del Club Galápagos, acaba de hacer un gol contra la sub-19 canadiense. Vamos todos a mandarle un abrazo muy especial a los integrantes del Club Galápagos que me imagino en este momento nos están viendo. Tenemos una muy buena representación en Colombia de parte de Daniel Londoño. Un saludo para todos muy especial y bueno, seguimos aquí en este cuarto mundial de hockey subacuático. La nómina de la selección canadiense está tratando de hacer un esfuerzo muy grande por mantener el marcador lo más bajo posible porque uno nunca sabe en hockey subacuático, podemos tener muchos goles en contra como podemos tener muchos goles a favor. ¿No?
Yeah, we have the Canadians pressing on the Colombians. Simon's calling for a referee conversation. He's singling number 8 for Colombian Santiago Mendez. He's being asked to go out and sit on in the naughty bin, and he's probably not going to be happy about that. But unfortunately, Simon was right over top it, and he's out in that. And the Colombians are up 4-0. And we saw some of the fans there from Colombia, including Catalina, who was there cheering away. In the background, we also had the Canadian support. So it looks like an equal number of players here. And Canada is right on the edge of the goal, and looks like number 9. I think that was there. It's hard to see his number. Yes, number 9. He's celebrating Luke Kruger from the Canadians, sporting maybe some back injury, but he's got a bit of support tape on him. But looks like he's put 1 goal in for Canada, and Canada is finally change that goose egg to a number 1. That unfortunately it came at the expense because Colombia had a player out there, and they capitalized with the numbers done. So they brought it 1 goal closer, and unfortunately we're back at the start, waiting for the restart of the game, and Colombia has raced out to grab that puck.
Esperemos que los chicos colombianos puedan mantener este marcador lo más bajo posible. Justo como lo acabo de mencionar, en hockey subacuático nunca se sabe y puede que el marcador te vaya en contra. En este momento vemos que la selección canadiense acaba de anotar un gol y tenemos uno de los mejores defensas de la selección afuera, castigado. No sé cuál fue la falta, pero tenemos 1 minuto de expulsión y bueno, vamos a ver cómo resuelven estos 5 deportistas que sé que están muy bien preparados por parte del entrenador Andrés García y van a demostrar a qué vinieron a este torneo, David.
I heard you say buenas noches. Does that mean it's a night in Colombia at this stage? And our Katya is that Catches there? He seemed to be the only one on the live chat. Let's see if there's anybody else out there. But he's participating. He sends a little smiley emoji and a couple of clappies. Gracias, Cacha.
Catalina es la mamá del jugador número 1, José Daniel Arango. En este momento la tenemos como fiel fan en el chat.
It is possible to
del
defend
live
them.
streaming. Espero que lo estés disfrutando mucho, Cata, nuevamente. Y bueno, David, sí, good evening means buenas noches en español.
Yeah. So it is nighttime in Colombia while this game is going live out there for people to see, and we seem to be having a referee discussion on the side, trying to resolve something that happened, and the referees are looking for we're looking for a decision to be made, and it is a free puck against Canada, but I'm not sure. Was it a timeout? I'm looking at my. It was just a referee's timeout where they clarified the rule and making sure that it's a fair call. So they've restarted the play with Canada backed up in their defense and Colombia threatening to put another goal in.
Un muy emocionante juego tenemos en este momento. Podemos ver que el equipo colombiano sigue luchando fuertemente para anotar la mayor cantidad de goles contra la selección canadiense. Pero los canadienses no ceden paso. Es un juego que va mucho para adelante, para atrás, se mueven mucho de un lado a otro. Es una de las principales características del estilo colombiano, de hecho, cambiar mucho los lados y abrirla mucho por el centro para poder anotar goles de esta manera. Vemos en este momento que tenemos un gol del número 3, el jugador Pablo Osorio, representante del Club Cardumen, más conocido como Pi, or Pi, the number Pi, más conocido como Pi, yes.
Pi, that's number 3? Pi?
Yes, that's number 3.
Number
Un
3.
saludo para los papás de Pablo, espero que nos estén viendo en este momento desde Colombia. Y bueno, seguimos acá en este cuarto mundial juvenil de hockey subacuático. Tenemos una nómina muy bien preparada, David. Son unos jugadores que se prepararon muy bien tanto física como mentalmente y demostraron tener un nivel de capacitación física muy elevado para poder llegar a donde están en este momento. Como siempre, como todos los equipos en este momento, tratamos de tener una muy buena representación y obviamente ganar la mayor cantidad de partidos que sea posible. Siempre vamos con hambre de gol, siempre los colombianos nos hemos caracterizado por querer participar en todos los torneos y bueno, en este momento lo estamos demostrando.
Yes, I can't agree more with you with those comments. And as you see, the professional photographers in the water there, Jack Robertizo, a well-known photographer in Australia working out of Hobart, he's in there taking approaches as the Colombians are right on the goal tray, and the defense of the Canadas and the Argentinians, the Canadians actually have let it go in. We have one referee saying it is, and it is, we're not sure. It looks like it is
El número 10.
No, it's a goal for Colombia.
Acabamos de recibir un gol de parte del número. What was the number, sorry?
Yeah,
Okay.
we haven't got anything, but I'm
I
looking for the
saw
signal.
number 10 there.
Yeah, I haven't seen the number. We missed the referee signal, but we're going to give it to Pablo, David. How about that?
Okay, Pablo David, número 10.
Because I like that name, the second name of the fellow. His name's David. My name's David. I like we'll give him a goal.
That's the surname, I think so.
That's okay.
Bueno, seguimos en este torneo y vemos como Colombia se pone fuertemente enfrente de Canadá con un marcador 6-1. Vamos a hacer lo posible por obtener la mayor cantidad de goles. Un saludo para todos en Canadá. Say hi to Canada, David.
Bonjour for people in the French part. Bonjour and good day. So that's night. Maybe it's night in Canada too. It's probably the day behind. And hello, fellow Canadians. I hope you're joining us live. It's hard to see. We got Lauren Bray, to Go Canada. We're watching, and thank you for that, Lauren. I hope you're enjoying it. And remember, everyone, if you're are watching this stream, remember we are making it free. And there's over as of last night, there's 97 hours worth of video streaming out there for watching. If you're enjoying it, get on our site where you can donate some shekels to us. If it's $1, it's $2, whatever it is. We appreciate it because it is costing with all the setup we had to go. The referees in this game have called it up, and currently with about 6 minutes and 40 seconds left to go, Colombia's have established the lead of 6-1 over the Canadians. I tell you what, the game itself does not reflect the score. It's been end-to-end action. The Canadians attacking, testing the Colombians' goal tray, which they're doing now. But as you can see, that's a big, fierce line of 3 players sitting there guarding that goal tray, and that's what the Canadians have to break through. They have to find a way to do that, and they look like they're getting a free puck, setting it up. As Simon has indicated that it was an unintentional knockdown with the puck, and Colombia will have to be on their best here because Canadians got a free puck right in front of goal.
Bueno, vemos cómo se cobra esta falta en contra de la selección colombiana. Al parecer fue estuvo utilizando mal la mano libre. Vamos como el equipo colombiano puede sostener el marcador. Y vemos también en el caja de comentarios a Nacho Tato, que nos envía un muy buen saludo desde Colombia y nos dice una muy buena transmisión estemos teniendo en este momento. Un saludo muy especial para Nacho Tato. Espero que lo disfrutes mucho. Igual que Juli GG, muy bueno que estén aquí con nosotros conectados a esta hora y espero que todos lo disfruten. Vemos cómo el juego se desenvuelve en este momento. Tenemos jugadores bastante talentosos, como dije anteriormente. La selección canadiense está con un hambre insaciable de gol. Sienten que ya el tiempo se está acabando y de hecho sí, Davis se está acabando el tiempo. ¿Tú qué crees?
Yeah, we have the Canadians pressuring the Colombians continually for probably the last 4 minutes in the Colombian ends, and looks like they're being asked to back up again. The Canadians will have another free puck. I think the Canadians need to, recycle that puck a little faster and look for their support plays and go in numbers, because that's certainly what it'll take to break this Colombian backlines. As the Canadians were caught in a substitution, that's a long way when you're in attack to swim back and sub. I know from my point of view is that I'd ask the players that a break a play is to suck it up, as the Colombians are spiriting away with their fast fins and everyone's kicking away, and unfortunately the Colombians bobbled the puck, but he's got it outside to his player who's continued the stream, but the Canadians rolled him off, but unfortunately another Colombian's come in behind him. But we've got
Vemos
Simon.
otro gol de parte, sorry David, vemos otro gol muy impresionante del jugador número 1, José Daniel Arango López. Toma la pastilla y se vuela desde el otro lado a territorio contrincante, haciendo un remate bastante conocido que en Colombia, lo cual llamamos troide, acompañando fuertemente a los compañeros que venían de lado. Al parecer no fue gol, fue mal uso del stick, pero bueno, tenemos a los colombianos bastante concentrados en este momento, están demostrando de qué están hechos y pueden mover esa pastilla mejor.
The Canadians had a big let off there as number 9, Daniela, made a play and obviously attacked the Canadian player, not purposely, and caused a foul. And that way the goal was not allowed, and they were given a free puck, but Colombia's regrouped the play and trying to drive it down through the middle. But the Canadians are up to ask and surrounding the puck and trying to drive something into the far left corner, as you see this shot. But to attack, and the Colombians have to defend again in their end. And this is sort of an easy game for both countries. They're end-to-end action as the Canadians are forcing the Colombians to defend again. Let's see if they can sustain that. Defend as the Colombians look like to move the puck over to their sub bench where they can actually have a thing. But Simon has indicated number 6 for Colombia. Juan Duque is asked to a 1-minute penalty, and just on that, looks like Coach Andreas has said, sorry, let's regroup ourselves and let's have a timeout. So we got a 1-minute timeout is being called. The third, we have the third or fourth day. I'm getting so confused here. We're on the 4th day. It's Monday the 17th of July for our viewers in Colombia and in Canada. It's day 4, and we're watching the under-19s at the Duan Aquatic Center, which is really looking after us here, and I think you'll be hard-pressed to find a wonderful setup anywhere in the world. I don't say that without the lack of experience. Everyone puts their heart and soul into these events, but just a big shout out to both the state government and the aquatic center for supporting this event. It's a big ask to close a complex of this nature for this type of event, and it is a world-class event. And both state government and Dorn Aquatic Center have been really supportive of this, along with our other sponsors. Vertex, you see them on the screen, and that Lee Murray Stinson's logo on there is in the far other corner. But again, the Canadians are taking a free puck in front of goal against the Colombians, and it looks like number 9, Luke Mencher, is trying to drive it in.
Bueno, tenemos el equipo canadiense presionando fuertemente contra los colombianos en este momento. Ahora tenemos la desventaja debido a que sacaron a nuestro jugador número 6, Juan Diego Duque, 1 minuto de expulsión por falta. Y ahora vemos que el equipo canadiense en su hambre de gol comete otra falta contra el equipo colombiano. Vamos a ver cómo resuelve el equipo colombiano. Lo más posible es que lo tiren a los lados y abran como siempre se hace en Colombia. Vamos a ver cómo resuelven. Y vemos que el jugador número... No veo el nombre, pero está haciendo un muy buen trabajo. Lo vemos que abre muy bien la pastilla, está sosteniendo. Tenemos 3 jugadores colombianos y tenemos 1 minuto 56 segundos restantes de juego.
Yeah, unfortunately the Canadians' goal was disallowed after that great push. The Colombians have a free puck, but the Canadians are pressing hard because with 1 minute and 43 seconds left to play in this game, they got 5 goals to get. That's a big ask for any team. But I tell you what, the play for this entire half, the Canadians haven't left anything out, and the Colombians, just on cue, are making another run for the goal with sprinting ahead, and he's flicked it, but he's knocked it down. He should have swum it into the play. That's something a young player needs to learn early on. That flick makes a high risk, but it looks like it went into the tray, but it was Simon's indicating a knockdown, but there's a goal been seen by, and I'm not sure what the... Yes, we do have a goal being awarded to Colombia with an illegal knockdown, so it was a penalty goal offered. So just for the viewers at home, if you're not accustomed to our game, you will have seen that flick made down, and he knocked it down using an illegal part of his body, his hand or his glove, and it was heading towards the tray. So the referee said if his hand hadn't knocked it down, it would have gone into the tray and he scored a goal. So that's what he means by a penalty goal, and a legal knockdown and a goal scored. So that pushes the score to 8-1, I believe, but the score is saying 7. So I must be wrong. It is 7-1 Colombia with an enormous lead with 30 seconds left to go in this half.
Tenemos todavía 30 segundos de juego y vemos que el equipo colombiano sigue presionando fuertemente contra el equipo canadiense. Ahora tenemos una falta en contra y ahí vemos que ya se restituyó el jugador número 6, Juan Diego Duque. Es uno de los defensas más importantes de esta selección, al igual que Miguel Cardoso, Santiago Muñoz. Todos están bien capacitados para jugar en cualquier posición y vemos que todos están haciendo un muy buen trabajo en este momento para conseguir la mayor cantidad de goles, David.
Yeah, I think that with maybe just 23 seconds left to go in the gate, and catch a G in Colombia, you can turn that emoji, sad emoji, up to a happy one, because the Colombian under-19 team here in the Hobart 7-1 with 20 seconds left to go. Looks like they're going to be victorious, and they'll start climbing that ladder. I'm not sure of the results of the earlier games today, but this is a positive cap for Colombia, but Canada will stay where they are with 4 games played, no wins, and this might be number 4 or 5. They did pop 1 goal in. They were threatening the Colombians all day in this game, but I see that the time has expired, and Canada goes down to Colombia 7-1. And listen, thank you for joining us, and I don't think you should be shy at all. You sat in that seat and you didn't stop talking. It's fantastic. I didn't know what you were saying most of the time, but I got the sense of where you're talking. You did a great job. I expect to see you back here in this seat for another for our Spanish fans, because it's really important that your fans back in Colombia hear it from their side, because I'm sure you guys are very good at speaking English, but my Spanish is horrible. So well done to you, and I expect to see you in that seat again.
Thank you very much for having me here, David. It was my pleasure to be here commentating for these guys. Y hola nuevamente y chao para todos en Colombia. Espero que hayan disfrutado este juego.
It's
Espero que
possible
estén
to
muy
defend them.
pendientes de las siguientes transmisiones. y espero que Cata siga así dependiente de nosotros, que tengas una muy buena noche, Cata, and thank you very much, David, for having me here.
Yeah, look, I'll take one of those kisses, but I think the other two kisses from Kat are directly for you, mate. And look, we'll try to get there on the deck and get some post interviews with the game. So we'll sign off from the booth, but we'll try to move out to the deck. So if you want to join me out there, you can do one of the Colombians. I'll try to do a Canadian.
Sure, no problem. Thank you, David.
Yeah, I'm on the pool deck where from court 2, the Canadians just went down to an overpowering Colombian game by 7-1. I'm looking for an interview, and it looks like one of the disappointed Canadian players heading my way, while in the other court we got New Zealand and I believe South Africa going on. And coming to join me on the pool deck, and number 2 from the Canadian team. Come on over here. And welcome to the cameras just over there. Just wave for the folks at home. We had a few people staying up early last night to watch you play. Introduce yourself and tell us where you're from.
My name is Brandon Ellis, and I'm from Gatineau, Quebec.
Canada, Quebec. Well, I know you got some exciting times happening, because I know the next World Championships for the senior players and the Masters are held in your hometown. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I'm hoping to watch them because it's definitely a great experience to watch the older players play.
Yes, but look, you had a hard game in there, but let me say I was commentating on that game. You guys were giving the Colombians some bit of stick there. Unfortunately, the scoreboard didn't reflect it, but I must say you guys must be pretty proud, even with the result.
Yeah, stuck to game plan, tried to play the perfect 30. Doesn't really matter what the scoreboard looks for us. We just need to play our game.
Yeah, well said, and congratulations on that. Any messages you'd like to say home to your family and friends at home who are watching this late at night? You can do it in Quebecois if you like. It's up to you.
Well, my French isn't very good, but merci pour tout le monde qui regarde tous les jeux. Et thank you very much to everyone for watching and supporting us.
Yeah, best of luck in the rest of the tournament, and I'm sorry to say that didn't go your way, but kudos to the Canadian and your team. Really enjoyed watching that, so thanks very much for joining us. We're looking to find a Colombian who might come and join us, and we're signaling them to come over, and I'll get my friend in the commentator booth who can conduct that. But again, I'll just repeat that Colombian beat the Canadians 7-1, and we still got some action in court 1, so we're running a bit behind in that court. But we'll see what's going on. I'm calling my man over here, and I'll try to rustle up a Colombian player. Just start talking, and I'll grab someone to come over and talk to you. You see the camera right over there?
What?
Okay.
Is that my camera?
Yeah. You're going to have to talk Spanish.
I'm now on view?
Yeah, right here. Make sure the player's there.
Okay. Hey, ¿quién viene? Hey, Ciro, vení. Sí, vení. Entonces, ¿qué, Ciro? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Todo bien?
Todo bien, todo bien.
¿Quieres saludar a la gente de Colombia?
Claro, un saludo para mi familia que me está viendo. ¿A dónde? Un saludo para mi mamá, para mi papá, para todos los que me apoyaron para venir hasta por acá, que es el otro lado del mundo. Y ya, y muchas gracias. Menos mal se dieron pues el resultado a favor y contentos.
Y bueno, y cuénteme, ¿cómo les pareció a usted el partido, Ciro?
No, excelente, aunque pues me expulsaron, todo estuvo muy bien. Supimos manejar lo que era pues tener esa presión de los canadienses y ya.
Y bueno, ¿y por qué lo expulsaron? Porque realmente nosotros no alcanzamos a ver la falta.
Pues me expulsaron por mal uso del stick, aunque pues yo no estaba amonestado. Pienso que todo el equipo ya estaba amonestado y por eso pues a la primera me expulsaron.
Ah, bueno, ¿y por qué expulsaron al jugador Santiago Muñoz? Porque vimos que estaba haciendo un muy buen trabajo dentro del agua.
pues realmente no alcancé a ver pues la falta, pero pues no, en serio, no sé cuál falta fue la que él hizo.
Bueno, muchas gracias, Sir. Espero que hayas disfrutado este juego y bueno, nos vemos.